Hello, my name is Dr. Bird. I hate the big light. My PhD sits in the chair because it is an actual human. I told a number of people whose comments I can't find that I would make a short list of reasons why formal diagnoses can actually hurt people more than they can help them. So, without further ado, it's kind of a catch-22. It may help some of us, it may work against some of us. So, first of all, I found that autistic folks who are immigrants can face deportation. Number two, you can face reluctance regardless of if you have a formal diagnosis or not, because people that have known you your whole life are probably going to be like, you're not autistic or whatever, no matter if you have a professional diagnosis, at least if they aren't willing to hear you out in the first place. Third, there's lots of, as we've talked about before, workplace discrimination. Our unemployment rate is 85% in the US if you have a college degree. The next one, there's a lot of systemic delegitimization and infantilization and dehumanization broadly. Literatures describe autistic folks as if we're less than human, basically, and as if we're some sort of monolith, when really our experiences are incredibly diverse. There is a return of eugenics. So realistically speaking, there's already systemic ableisms built into the system that dehumanize us, and a lot of our rights end up getting violated. So whether it's undermining our dignity, not allowing us to adopt children sometimes, all of this going against scientific evidence that actually recognizes our humanity. There's also things like forced sterilization, sometimes literal genocide, the return of ugly laws like in New York, which basically institutionalizes us if we're seen in public being too autistic or disabled broadly. Courts oftentimes also ignore autism as a mitigating factor, and that's especially problematic if we consider Black and brown autistics that would be, experiencing things like police violence. Another one is our right to education is often not met. So children will sometimes be kicked out of schools because they're seen as apparently they're unruly and unable to obtain education, and it's a lot harder. You have to really fight for that sometimes, which is absurd. Sometimes our children are literally taken and compulsively adopted out. Last two, sometimes for some reason, there was just an article I just saw today where a shelter in Ontario wasn't allowing us adopt dogs. And then lastly, there's either an over-medicalization, so over-prescription of drugs, or completely denied health care. And there's so many instances in which we're denied health care.